the relationships between a drummer and a bass player are really important. This is the meat and potatoes of your band. So these guys need to be on the same page all the time. So, Jason, let's talk a little bit about your approach to playing, kind of what you're doing in the group, and like what are you doing on the verse? I come before you today.
The first verse, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Okay, when do you come in?
I come in on the pre-chorus.
Okay. With a grateful heart, the song of praise, with an outstretched arm, I will bless your name and thank you, Lord. I just wanna. What are you playing there? Just bass and bass and piano here. Let me hear what you're saying. Thank you. Yeah, see how simple that is? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
And Jason could be playing a lot more than that. So what are you doing, Tim? The two of you are, I'm assuming you're kind of locking in on that bum. You're listening to what?
I am listening out for his kick patterns.
Okay. So what are you doing, Tim?
Just playing along.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, Jason, just the relationship between you and Tim.
One of the things I'll do is I'll simply go ask the drummer about what kick patterns he's playing for the verse, chorus, and for the bridge, so that I could make sure that I'm hitting the root notes, the bass harmony, the same time he's hitting them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about your approach to playing fewer notes rather than more notes?
Well, in this style, the pocket is just keeping it simple.
Yeah. Talk about the importance of playing as a team as opposed to an individual.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to think about what's the song, what's the message. I'm more focused on the song and what I would want to hear if I was listening. And to have a bass player all over the place, distracting from the words, from the message, would be it just wouldn't be good. Yeah. So I'm focused on just being a solid foundation and matching that kick, playing obviously playing all the right bass notes, and also I'm thinking about dynamics. For a bass player, dynamics could be a little different because there are times where you really don't play, and so that
you're not playing anything on the first verse at all.
Correct.
And then do you play on the second verse?
I do.
So just what are you playing there? So what is the second verse? How does it go? For all you've done in my life, my darkness, and gave me your thank you, Lord. Yeah, so it's pretty simple, and what he said is kind of meat and potatoes. This is the foundation of your whole song, and if these guys are too busy and not locking in together, it's just like a house. If you build a house on a shaky foundation, the house is not going to be secure, and eventually it's going to fall down.
Right.
Drums and bass are the foundation for any song, so this applies to the players, but it also applies to Chuck in the mixing, or your sound engineer, because when you're mixing the sound, I'm sure Chuck, and we'll talk more about this when he talks about his concepts of mixing, but bass and drums usually start any mix that you're working on. So it is the foundation, and it's important that these guys lock in together and have a relationship that allows them to work together, because that's going to make or break the song.